Hi everyone, welcome back to Calculus with Jackie and Shadow. Today we're going to be talking about the product rule and the quotient rule. So, if you want to take a derivative of a function of the form f of x times g of x, so we have a function f of x times g of x, and if we write out the definition of the derivative, we're taking the limit as h approaches 0 of this function right here. Now, it might not seem obvious what to do from that point, because we have f of x plus h and the g of x plus h. But I'll copy this function right here, and I'll show you something. If you have this, it's similar to f of x plus h minus f of x, g of x plus h. But we need to add some things because this doesn't have all the terms. So we'd need to add, it would be the negative f of x, g of x. And we also need to add f of x, g of x plus h. And then we can factor this. And if you'll notice, these are the derivatives of f of x and g of x, because we have this f of x plus h minus f of x over h and g of x plus h minus g of x over h. So the h can go away, and we have g prime of x, and this turns into f prime of x. And then this g of x plus h approaches 0, so the h goes away, and we have our product rule. The derivative of f of x times g of x is f prime of x g of x plus f of x g prime of x. And now let's use the product rule to find the derivatives of these different expressions. So we have x times ln of x. Now we have so that's going to be f of x equals x, g of x equals ln x. Now, f prime of x equals 1, and g prime of x equals 1 over x. So if we use the product rule expression f prime g plus g prime times f, we get the derivative is ln of x plus 1. Now for sine x times cosine x, we have the derivative of sine x is cosine x, so we're multiplying that by cosine x, so we have cosine squared x, and then the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x times sine x, so we have minus sine squared x. Now for ln of x squared, that's basically ln of x times ln of x, so both f and g are ln of x. We have ln of x over x plus ln of x over x. And then finally, x squared cosine of x. We have the x squared and the cosine x, so it's 2x cosine x. And then the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x, so that's going to be x squared sine x, and it's negative sine x, so it's going to be minus x squared sine x. The derivative is 2x cosine x minus x squared sine x. Now onto the quotient rule. The quotient rule can be derived in a similar way to the product rule, and it's the rule for finding the derivative of some function of the form f of x divided by g of x. This is the expression for the derivative, and to make this look a little neater, we're actually going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by g of x plus h, g of x. And we get this expression here. Now, this expression is pretty close to f of x plus h minus f of x times g of x. but we just need to add a few things to it. Now we can factor out that f of x and change up that sign to make it g of x plus h minus g of x. And again, we have the derivatives. And this g of x plus h goes to 0. So this becomes g of x times g of x, or g of x squared. And we get our formula for the derivative of f of x over g of x is f prime of x g of x minus f of x g prime of x over g of x squared. Now, let's apply this rule. So we're going to go into the calculator for these. So we start with x over sine of x, and we do sine of x times the derivative of x, which is 1, and then we subtract x times the derivative of sine of x, which is cosine x, so minus x cosine of x, and we divide by the bottom squared, so that's sine squared x, and that's the derivative for x over sine of x. Now for x squared over ln of x, we start with ln of x times the derivative of x squared, so that's 2x ln of x, and then we subtract x squared times the derivative of ln of x. The derivative of ln of x is 1 over x, so that's 2x. So that's x squared over x, or just x. And then we divide by the bottom squared, so that's divided by ln of x squared. Now cosine of x over ln of x, we're going to do ln of x for the bottom, and multiply by the derivative of cosine x, which is negative sine x. And then we're going to subtract cosine x times the derivative of ln of x. So that's going to be minus sine x over x. Again, divide by the bottom squared, so that's going to be divided by ln of x squared. Now, finally, this last one is the hardest. E to the x cosine x over x squared sine x. So in this, we're going to need to use the product rule and the quotient rule. So if we're using f of x for the top and g of x for the bottom, these are the functions we have for f of x and g of x. Now, e to the x cosine x, that's going to be the product rule. So derivative of e to the x, it's e to the x times cosine x. And then the derivative of cosine x is negative sine of x. So that's minus sine of x. Also times e to the x. And how to find g prime of x. That's going to be x squared times the derivative of sine x. So x squared cosine x minus plus sine of x times the derivative of x squared. So plus 2x sine x. So now for the function f of x over g of x, we have f prime of x g of x minus f of x g prime of x over g of x squared for the derivative. We get this expression right here. So that's it for today, and I'll see you next time.